Welcome everybody. Today we're talking about one of Saucony's new shoes that just came out this summer, and that is the Saucony Endorphin Speed. So the Saucony Endorphin Speed is built to be really similar to the Saucony Endorphin Pro, but there are of course a few major differences. The things that are the same are the stack height, okay, and the foam you see in the shoe. Okay, so it's Saucony's new super power run foam, and it is light and it is fast. Okay. Otherwise, the similarities are it has the same drop of 8 millimeters and it has the same height stack. Okay, so I believe it's 33 millimeters in the shoe. In the major differences, however, are first it's the upper. So the upper's not quite as track spike like as on the Saucony Endorphin Pro, or the Endorphin Pro, especially around the heel. So there's a bit more support and stability around the heel of the shoe, okay? And as you work down, obviously there's a slightly different color on the inside, and the laces aren't white, they're yellow, but that's okay, I can live with that. Then the next major difference is a very important one. Instead of having the carbon plate, which you can't see in here now, because in the Pro you can almost see where they have the carbon plate built in. Instead of a carbon plate, it's a nylon plate, which is more of a plastic plate, and you can see here it's significantly more flexible than the Pro. Okay, and then finally, you still have, as I said, you still have the same foam, but because of the nylon plate and a little more built around the upper, you're looking at a 3-ounce difference, so from 7.5 to 7.8 ounces, which is still a really light shoe. Okay, so what's my verdict on this shoe? Well, I love it. I've done a few workouts in this shoe now, and I've really enjoyed the ride. Okay, so I run in both the Pro and the Speed. Of course, the Pro is the faster shoe, but the Speed is brilliant. Okay, and as I said in my review of the Pro, is the beauty of this lineup is that the Pro and the Speed complement each other, and the Shift also complements this whole line with the Speed Roll technology that Saucony's come out with. So, how is the ride? Is it similar to the Pro? Yeah, it's similar. You feel it's certainly a lot more softer in the heel when you land, which isn't necessarily a bad thing for your workouts. But the nylon plate propels you very well. And if you put one on and waited about a month before trying the Pro, and you use this, you wouldn't notice a difference between the carbon plate and the non-carbon plate. You do notice a little bit of difference in the weight, but I don't think the weight's necessarily a bad thing, because remember, for the most part, you're going to be using this shoe as your workout shoe, and then you're only going to pull the Pros out of the box for the races. What else do I have to say about this? Well, it has basically the same rubber on the bottom as the Pro, and so we're looking at getting about 400 kilometers, maybe 450 out of this shoe before you see the rubber start to break down, or at least that's what Saucony has told me. So, should you buy this shoe? Should you try this shoe? Should you pass? This is certainly a buy for anyone who has the Endorphin Pro. Okay, so if you have the Endorphin Pro, don't use them in all your workouts. Come and get the Speed. It is almost as fast. It is almost as light, and it feels very similar. And you won't be wasting your slightly more expensive Pros, because these are $50 more in terms of Canadian money anyway. So $200 these cost. You won't be using that extra $50 as much. So come and get the Speed. It is certainly worth it. If you've never run in a carbon plated shoe before and you want to figure out what one feels like, should I invest more money in it? This is also a perfect shoe for you. Why? Because now you can go at a cheaper price point and get the same feel of the carbon plate. You get the same Speed Roll technology, the same foam, which, by the way, carbon plates these kind of shoes are amazing, but this shoe slightly less expensive, there's no reason not to buy this shoe. Well, that's everything about the Saucony Endorphin Speed. I love it. You'll love it too. I recommend going out and grabbing it.